Two companies control the digital world. One knows what you search, what you watch, where you go. The other controls the device in your pocket, your messages, your photos, your private life. They cooperate in public. They sign billion-dollar deals. But behind the scenes, Google and Apple are fighting a silent war. Not over phones, over you and your data. On the surface, Google and Apple look similar. Both dominate smartphones. Both control operating systems. Both run massive ecosystems. But their core philosophy is fundamentally different. Google is an advertising company. Its engine is data, search history, location tracking, YouTube behavior, Gmail signals. The more Google understands users, the more precise its advertising becomes. Apple, in contrast, is a hardware company. Its profits come from selling premium devices, iPhones, MacBooks, iPads, wearables. Apple does not depend on advertising revenue to survive. That difference shapes everything. Despite their rivalry, Google pays Apple billions of dollars every year to remain the default search engine on the iPhone. iPhone users are wealthy, highly active, extremely valuable to advertisers. For Google, losing access to them would be catastrophic. For Apple, the deal is pure profit. They compete publicly, but financially, they are deeply connected. An uneasy alliance. In 2021, Apple made a move that changed the industry: app tracking transparency. Apps had to ask users before tracking them across other apps and websites. Most users said no. Entire advertising models were disrupted. Apple positioned itself as the defender of privacy. But this move also weakened third-party advertising. While strengthening Apple's control over its ecosystem, Google responded more carefully, because Google does not rely only on third-party tracking. It owns Android, Chrome, Search, YouTube. It controls first-party data at global scale. The war did not explode. It evolved. Apple builds vertically integrated systems. Hardware, software, silicon, services, everything tightly controlled. Google builds horizontally. Cloud infrastructure, AI models, global services used across devices. Apple wants you inside its device ecosystem. Google wants you inside its information ecosystem. Different architecture, same objective, user lock-in. Once you are deeply integrated into either world, leaving becomes difficult and expensive. Now the conflict enters a new phase. Artificial intelligence. AI requires massive amounts of data. Google has decades of search intent, billions of YouTube hours, maps navigation patterns, email context. Apple has billions of active devices, real-time behavioral signals, on-device processing power. The next interface of computing may not be apps. It may be AI assistants. Whoever controls the assistant controls the user experience. Google integrates AI into search and cloud services. Apple embeds AI directly into the operating system. One approach is cloud dominant. The other prioritizes on-device intelligence. The battlefield is shifting from ads to intelligence. Governments are watching. Antitrust investigations, privacy regulations, data protection laws. Google faces scrutiny over advertising dominance. Apple faces scrutiny over App Store control. Both companies argue they protect users. Both companies defend their ecosystems aggressively, because control over data means control over influence, and influence is economic power. This is not a simple rivalry. It is a strategic balance. They compete, they cooperate, they depend on each other. But long-term, the winner will be the company that controls trust. In the digital age, data is not just information. It is leverage. It shapes markets. It trains AI. It defines behavior. The question is not who collects more data. The question is, who controls the future interface of your life? Because the war between Google and Apple is not about smartphones. It is about who understands you better and who decides what you see next.